Podcast, and happy Monday, y'all. What it do, brother? What it do?
Woo! Counting it
Hey,
down.
man, we are here. Look, bro, we are counting it down, man. I'm not one of them people that know the days, and I log into ESP every day. I should know the days. I think I will become one of them people tomorrow. But some of
38.
them people,
38.
hey, we did. We look, man. 38 days, man. Look, man. Wow, that's where we at, bro.
Yeah, man, that's
Hey
crazy.
man, I tell them everything. I tell them, man, I just show up, man. I don't know. They say I got to be here tomorrow. I just be here, man. But yeah, 38 days, bro. Look, man, that sounds so good when you say it, man. My God, can we get that's for the 38 days. Man, other than that, man, how you been doing, brother? We just came back off of Easter weekend. We back in the game, man. How did it go?
Man, it's good, man. Had a good time. Went out of town, saw my moms, and got to spend time with my nephew down there and my aunt. So it was good. Good time. Got back on that grind today, both at work and trying to figure out long term what we doing in this
What
mug.
we doing?
Yeah, what we gonna do long term. Time to start figuring that out because the end of the
Hey
year.
man, end of the year. Look, man. Did you get an Easter basket, man? Did we? Are we too old for Easter baskets?
No, but I did watch some kids do some Easter egg hunts.
Look, man, I was talking to my secretary, man. She said all our kids got baskets, man. I say that is something because they all like old. But she said every year it's got to go down. So I was like,
Yeah,
man, I think I'm gonna try that. I'm gonna give me one next year, man. It's going down. That's that no kids life, man. Look. So, brother, on top of that, man, it's been some crazy things going on with the markets. We set new highs every day. Um, man, I'm kind of getting worried in this thing, man. I'm kind of. I just seen an article, man. They say the Dow closed 200 points lower, man. So I'm trying to see what's next for us in this market.
mm,
Um, so what we'll do, man, we're gonna jump into a little news because tonight on the episode, y'all, we got some good things planned for you. Of course, we'll go through the heat check, but then we will also go and look inside of our candlesticks. So Jose will do a little refresher from last time. We'll kind of go through those, and then we go introduce some new slides because the candlesticks are so complex, right? They're so simple, but they so complex. But if you know how to read it, then I'm telling you, that's where the money is inside of those candlesticks. So he'll kind of, like I say, do us a refresher. Then we'll jump into a little bit more. And so for the platform probing, through that, we've talked about paper trading. We've talked about our EMAs. We've talked about our in trading view is what I'm talking about. So we've talked about our support and our resistance. So tonight, I have one company, and this is educational purposes only. This is not an investment, but I am seriously looking at this company. I did do a little nibble, and it was good. So that tells me a little test in the waters came through. I did pick up maybe only 30 shares so far. So I did do a little dabble into it. But I want you all to be able to take that look with us. So Jose will pull up a little bit on his side of what he looks at, a little of the MACD, a little of the RSI. And so then I'll come over, look at the chart. We'll kind of dig into it with that VWAP. So we are going to try to pack this hour out for you. Information. And if you miss anything, you already know you can play it back, man. So let's jump into this new. Hey, man.
all right.
Look, bro. When I tell you what I got for the news today, man, it
Uh,
is. Let's go. Well, in today's news, the headline is Trump media stock closes 21% lower after the. Hold on, wait a minute, man. I forgot to get my screen together. Let me get my screen together, man, so people can see this stuff here, man. So it says Trump media company, the stock closes 21% lower after company reports a $58 million loss for 2023. First off, let me say, I did not know that there was a traded company called Trump Media Company. Did you know this, bro?
I had heard rumors last year
Yeah.
I just didn't ever know that they actually did it.
Man,
Wow.
they did. And so so let's look at some of the headlines. The key points
Wow.
is like we said, 21.47% lower today after hours. The social media app company tied to Donald Trump reported a net loss of 58.2 million and a revenue of just 4.1 million.
Wow.
Well, it was rough on them boys. So newly publicly traded social media company had total revenue of 4.1 million. Okay. It expects to incur operating losses for the foreseeable future. And Trump Media, which undertakes the ticker DJT, wow, why wouldn't it? Owns the True Social app. So the biggest thing they was talking about is just why it took money. It talked about how much Trump had inside of this company. I want to say he owns, let me see if I can find it here. So he says, because a lot of his money is tied up in this, and so I want to say it maybe about 3 billion. His shares, he owns 57% of the company, which values his shares about 3 billion, and so
Mm.
that's about half of his net worth. They said is tied up in this, but then he also owns other shares um, over time as the stock hits certain benchmarks. Then he'll be getting paid for it over that time. But yeah, man, it's
Wow.
kind of crazy in here. Here we go. Trump owns 57.3%, a stake valued at 3.8 billion. And so this is well more than half of his total net worth. So that means that it is very subjectable. All right. Man, look, this is what I want to know. But look, man, wait a minute. Stop. Stop. Wait a minute. Where's my? This is what I want to know right here, man. Did you know that Forbes gets evaluations wrong?
That
Like,
what?
did you ever they get evaluations wrong?
Oh,
Like, remember when they said that Kylie Jenner was a billionaire?
oh yeah.
Bro, she was not, bro. We found out mom gave up some false documents that showed false money that had been made by the company. She falsified everything,
Wow.
put it in Forbes, the girl's a billionaire. Come to find out she was way less, bro. I did not know you could do that, man. How the Forbes not fact checked it before they put this stuff out, man? So I really don't know about trusting Forbes anymore, man. But according to them, they said these shares represent well more than half of Donald Trump's net worth. And so then, like I said, he gets another 36 million of the earnout shares over the next 3 years, as long as that shares hit a series of price benchmarks. So that's pretty much what's going on. I do remember now. I remember this one, Digital World Acquisition. I remember us talking about this, but now this is what happened, which had been traded under DWAC.
Oh
Okay,
yeah.
that's why.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Because
the
that
newly
was a
merged
SPAC
company
company.
now. What is that?
Remember when we were big on them SPAC companies?
Yeah, that was it. I remember that one.
Yeah.
I
EWAC
remember.
was a SPAC. Yeah,
Okay.
I remember.
So now that's being traded instead of DWAC. The newly merged company now trades under well, nevertheless, they took a big L last year. I don't think it's gonna change. From what I heard, the guy just dropped 175 million for bond. So
Mm. But I tell you what though, and this is gonna sound crazy. It's gonna sound real crazy. But at a negative 21% loss today,
yeah,
his shares are still worth $3 billion.
3 billion, man.
Imagine that. You take that kind of hit on your stock,
Yeah,
and you're still worth those shares that you own are still worth $3 billion. I mean, the dude could sell tomorrow
yeah,
and be all right.
yeah.
I
And so
mean,
the thing is, though, I feel the more the election comes, the
yeah.
more he's probably. It's gonna be a time here we gonna push it. I know he's gonna push it,
Oh yeah.
and then after that,
He's gonna drop
To
some
the
news real soon.
moon. To the moon, baby. My God, man. All
Man, you
right,
know
man.
what? Like we've been saying though before, when you find out information, man, and you come to find out that people don't want to believe it because who for whatever reason, but the market is manipulated,
Yes.
and
Oh, yeah.
this could be one of those things where you take this hit, drop some news next week, bam, 50%
Off to the races.
increase.
Hey, man. Yeah, man, because for you to drop that much, it's not our money that makes it drop.
Yeah,
It's the big boys at the top, and they
yeah,
will rug pull on you, baby.
yeah.
Woo! All right, y'all. Man, that brings me to a few stocks, man, that are on sale. I did not put them into a PowerPoint, but we may talk about them if we have time. What we'll do, y'all, we got a jam-packed night tonight. We're gonna take a little quick break. When we come back, we'll get into our heat check. And then after that, it's on to the candlesticks, baby, y'all. We'll be right back.
You see the drippy, I'm fitted up. Hop in my car and the giddy up. Secure the bag, yeah, I get the bus. Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. You see the drippy, I'm fitted up. Hop in my car and the
All right, y'all. Welcome back to the Administrators Podcast. Tonight, we're going through a few candlesticks. We got we're gonna break down the stock for you all tonight. Just got through talking about the news. Make sure y'all go play that back because I'm telling you, it be some nuggets inside of that news, man. But right now, let's jump into a quick. Hold up, wait a minute. Heat check.
We got some jams.
Hold up, man. I just try to do my part, man. We're gonna keep that thing rolling. Oh, wait a minute, y'all. Let's jump into this heat map, but I want to say one thing before we start this heat map, man. Y'all, I know I was telling y'all about my Tesla option. Bought that thing, went all the way up, then it started dropping, and I was trying to hold, man. I thought I had diamond hands, y'all, but I let it go. I took a nice profit on it, but that's okay because when we look at this heat map, now I will know when the next time I can Tesla bubble. Now, don't get me wrong, y'all. I still got almost 100 shares, but that is not the point. That option will still move like nobody business. All right, man. Let's get into a little bit of this heat map, man. Jose, man, what you seeing out here?
I was looking at that, and I know you'll show it later, that fear and greed index, and I noticed, hey, man, we had some a very lot of red spots just overall, and some of the stocks that I watch. I noticed that we were in the red, a lot of pullback in some of our health technology stocks. It's technology. Google had some news, so they were up. Consistently getting beat up each and every day is Apple.
Every day.
And so what I'm telling everyone is that I keep adding, and I keep adding to those calls that I have for January of 2025. And if y'all don't know, they are $250 calls for January of 2025. Current price is around $80 right now, 70. So I own quite a few of them. And as your boy KT knows, I can turn those $80 gems.
700 a pop, 700 easy. Hey, so, man, look, man.
Yeah, I did notice that, one of the other stocks that I watched too a lot, JP Morgan Chase. I don't know why I like saying the whole name like that, but JPM was a little bit down today, still holding currently some June calls. So I thought about getting me some January calls, but it wasn't down enough for me to do that because it's been on a high. But yeah, I noticed a lot of red today, I did. And even our green stocks, like your Microsofts and your Metas weren't up, too much. One of the things that I am waiting for, if you draw your attention to the middle right section, the energy, you got Chevron, Exxon. I'm waiting for them to dip a little bit. because they have been up, but they're not near what they were, a year ago or a few months ago. They are still on the way up. So I'm trying to wait for a little pullback, and then that would
Hey
be my
man,
next play is to get into some oil.
I think now I ain't gonna lie to you, and I missed it myself, but man, I want to say a little last week, maybe it went off, my ding went off. It was at
Uh-huh.
114. And in the Discord, that's when they said that was the time to catch that thing for the ride. And so I don't even know where it's at right now. Let me see how much is it right now. 116. So 117, really. So that's a 3-point move just from when I was looking at it the other day. So for me, man, I agree with you. The sentiment I'm seeing, my God, what we had over here, y'all, this thing here. I remember this news at 200. So what I'm seeing, the same thing like you said, Jose. So many of our favorite stocks and companies that we love are basically on sale, right? The question is, how much of a discount is it going to be when they go on sale? And so if you look at Apple, for a while, man, Apple has just been going through the dump. So you look at right here, January 23, right? The beginning of the year. And so this has been Apple right here. Okay. And so this, once again, people, this is Apple. All right. So when you think about, and we say this all the time, China, 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 a lot of their money, a lot of their manufacturing is in that economy. So if that economy struggles, they have not been hitting their targets for the last years because the Chinese economy is not a big part of their profit. And what's happening? This is what we getting. So I want to say Apple for the last 7 quarters have not made their revenue goals. So that's why we getting this. But the question is, will it always be this? Because if we go back and we look at our chart, what happened right here? Bam. Got to the same place, up. Look at this, got a little bit under, got up, right? So we talking about here the 166 to, and what was this? This was October 23. And then all the way here to December 14, 2023. Look at that, man. That's quick, man.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, that's quick. So that means if you, let's say you buy 10 shares at $170, $165, and then they go up almost $30. That's almost 400. That's $300+ for just letting that money sit there for 2 months. Boom, and you roll out, right? And so then look over here. Apple is one of those stocks that's on very much discount. But look at what history is telling us. How many times we talked about support and resistance last week? How many times is it busting? Boom, 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 boom. We probably can keep going back and see it come. What happened? Dip up, boom, came straight back off that line. So, hey, people, yo, man, come on, man. We dropping no jewels tonight, man. How we take donations, man? We need a collection plate, man. Look, man. So look, going back.
I want to add one more thing about that Apple chart that you just pulled up. When you go,
yes,
when
sir.
you look at that resistance line, that support line all the way across. Man, if you go back to March, if you go to our March like this year, we are at a triple March for 2024. Keep going, keep scrolling to the right.
The left,
to the right.
Okay, to the right.
Yeah. So if you get down here, we got a triple bottom.
Here we go.
And so
here we go, man.
We have hit the, and then if you go all the way back to October, November, we got a quadruple bottom. So it is, I'm telling y'all, I keep adding to that position. While I don't know if it'll hit 250, I do know, or I do believe it will hit 200. So.
Oh yeah, it's gonna hit 200. Oh yeah, it's gonna.
By end of year, count on that.
Oh yeah.
Count
I think now that they've refocused and they've come off of the Apple Car, I think now that they're turning to AI and do, when I tell you this AI is getting so killer, bro. Right now, two big major pieces of my business, bro, that took the most of my time is being done by AI, bro. And when I tell you, it's such a relief, man. We talking about days of content planned, created, captioned, hashtagged within 10 minutes, bro. Days of content. And that's 5 to 6 posts a day. All AI, bro. Podcast breakdown, all AI. So I think Apple is changing over to get that play. And so if they are, man, I think we got some on our hands because once again, this is still Apple, right? So it's on sale, people. Nothing has changed within the company. DOJ kind of giving them a hard time saying they're a monopoly, which companies aren't. So then, hey, I think we'll be through that. So start looking at that Apple. Come on, man. We just went in the heat check, man. Oh my God. Oh, hey, now I'll tell you who got beat up today, man. My God, man. Deer got beat up today, man. I don't know what happened today, man. Like it was rough. Now they've been here, but they still see how they was here. And then today, man, they got their pull. You know what I'm thinking though? It's gonna be time. It's time, man. It's time. But because like I said, I rode them since 386. So we'll see what's going on with that. We got a little news going on with Disney. Man, I'm telling you, man, I was living the high life, man. I got in that Disney about right there. About right there. That was me right there. Yeah. Rode that thing all the way up to over here. And then when I seen it doing this, I sold. But then over here, I came back. And so this is where I'm at. You know what I'm saying? Say, man, get in there. But this is the last one, man, because we got to get to our next segments. But I get a little beside myself when we get to looking at this, man, because this is where the money is made right here. So going to check this Tesla, people. Right now, in July, Tesla was $293. Woo! Now we come all the way over here. Tesla at this time is $175. Elon Musk is still the CEO. They have not stopped making cars. They are still working on droids, actual robots. The Tesla truck is getting its shine on. But what's happening? China. This is another company that does a lot of the business in China, right? And so if the Chinese economy is not meeting their mark, then I have lost a big portion of my sales. Does that take away anything from the fundamentals? Going back to our beginning episodes, thinking about the fundamentals of this company. Does that take anything away? No, it does not. If that's the case, this company is still intact. They're just going through this little dip right here, but nothing goes up forever. So the thing is, you can let this happen, and then we be all the way back up here, and you never did get in, or you can start fine-tuning this thing, man. Man, come on, man. More Jews, man. Anything on there before we get out of here, man?
Just one thing real quick. I added to my Tesla position as well. It's a out of the money call for June, but I added more to my $300 calls that I got. Once again, under $100. So just keep that in mind, y'all. $300 call for June 21.
Dude, I had say, man, dude, the call, that 210 call that I had, I'm going back in. Like today, just looking at Tesla's daily chart, today it got down to man, I can't even remember what it got down to, maybe 170. So, just thinking about that was the time to get in if I wanted to do something. But I know I'm just gonna be patient because I'm trying to get that full 100, and then I'm gonna start selling these shares. But selling these options. But until then, we just gonna hold this thing, man. So I guess that'll do it for this segment. What we'll do, let's take another quick break. When we come back, we're going to get into some of these candlesticks, y'all, because we looking over here at this line graph. But when we pull these candlesticks, remember what I said, that's what it's all tangled in there. So y'all make sure y'all stay locked. We'll take us a quick break. And then we will come back. We're going to these candlesticks with Senor Ortiz. We'll be back. Hold up. Hey man, look, man. It was either that one or Easy E, bro. I had to go and do it, man. But look, let's get into tonight, man. So I'm gonna let you kind of get us in and ride us through this thing, man.
All right, guys. So welcome back again. So we're gonna do a quick recap of some previous candlestick patterns. The basics of candlesticks. These have all been bullish so far. You know, you got your body, your wicks, your shadows. Just a quick review. Here's a picture of what we've been talking about. Your high, your close, your open, your low. And again, your high, your open, your close, your low between the bullish and bearish candlesticks. Hammer candlestick was our first one that we talked about, signifies a reversal. Bullish, our next pattern was our morning star. You got 3 candles. You know, you got a small one followed by a large bullish one. And then our last pattern that we talked about was bullish engulfing, where the green or the bullish candle engulfs the smaller red one. And so today, what we're going to go into is what we call a 3 inside up. And this is also a bullish reversal. It usually comes from a downtrend, like we've been talking about, downtrends turning into uptrends, reversing out. So here we go. So the first candle is a long bearish candle, usually red. It's a continuation of that downtrend. Our second candle will be a smaller bullish candle because, you know, what makes it bullish, the open is lower than the close of that pattern or of that candle within whatever time frame that you have. It opens and then it closes on the way up. This candle closes higher than the open, but it does not, let me repeat that, it does not engulf, or it is not bigger than the first bearish candle. Now our third candle comes in and it closes above the high of the first candle. Now you can see on the pattern that it did open above, it did close higher than that red bearish candle. So now, as we go into it, the second bullish candle suggests that the bears, we've been talking about who's buying, who's selling. The bears are the ones selling. So they may be losing strength, losing steam, because it did pop off as a green candle. And then when that third candle eclipses the first one, that is when your reversal is confirmed. You've heard KT and I talk a lot about confirmation. You get that confirmation when that candle has closed above the red one, if it's followed by a green small one in the middle. And you can see that it's starting to move its way up. So let's take a look at it and what it looks like in a pattern. See the downtrend there. We got that candle, the red one, then we got followed by a green one, followed by the next green one. Real life right here, this next picture. When we think about what it actually does and what it looks like, if you look at the red candle and then you see that 50% level of the first candle is right around, it's right around that 50%. So the candle in the middle, is usually around 50% the size of the first one. And then as you can see, the third one closes above that first red one. So you can see that it's starting to do its movement up in the reversal of the downtrend. This next picture that we have is a little more signifying like we've been seeing.
Woo!
You got that downtrend followed by your 3 inside up, and then we start an uptrend. Keep in mind though, you got that downtrend. The downtrend is evident in your chart. Get used to spotting the downtrends and the uptrends by looking at the direction in which the majority of those candlesticks are flowing. Are they flowing down or are they flowing up? And so then we have it in a real-time picture on an actual chart. Is if we look right in the middle, we got our first bearish candle followed by the second bullish candle, and then we got the third candle right there on the up and up. Now, how high did it go? Well, it went high enough to where it hit that. Looks like it hit a little bit of resistance at around 113.70. Went down a little bit, but it did not lose steam because the downtrend was revoked by those 3 candles, by those 2 candles being together. The second bullish candle and the third bullish candle signaled your confirmation. Patience is always the key. You know it's going to go down a little bit. And then if you look to see what happened, wow, that thing went up. So that's how these candlesticks will help you get these patterns and familiar with these candles. So we'll post this on the website so we can have a look at all these bullish patterns and candles that we've been talking about, because we believe that next week we're going to start talking about maybe just a couple of bearish candles for next week. We don't want to get too far into that, just because I don't like making too many moves on the short side.
Yep.
But I do think that you should become familiar with bearish candles, because it'll help you identify any types of downtrends or any type of reversals from an uptrend. So there you have it. Quick little review of the old one. Now we got this new one, 3 inside up is what it's called. And, we hope that what you've got today will help you make those decisions for when it comes to buying your stocks or options.
Come on, man. Your stocks or options. Come on, man. Talk to you, brother. Look, man. Woo! Look, man, we appreciate that. Very good information. Like you say, a big percentage of the time the market is going up. So if you notice, we started with the bullish. And like you say, nothing goes up forever, but nothing goes down forever.
Right.
And I guarantee you, it's probably gonna go up further than it's gonna go down, unless it's extenuating circumstances. So you want to make sure that you are not front loading, but you are reacting to what you see. And so if you don't know what to look for, then you can't react to what you see, and then you call it in the guessing game, and you say, "Oh man, that thing going up." And what happened? Let me see what happened. Then when it go up, you, the person that missed this over here, like you say, "Oh, it went up," but then you only go here when you could have been way down here. Here. So you really got to know what's really happening. What time frame is this on right here? Oh, it don't really say, huh, man?
Yeah.
What that Japanese yen though? Okay, man. Look, man, good information though. So real big shouts out to you. Thank you for that. What we'll do now is we're going to take a quick break, and then we're going to get into our platform probing. And so in the platform probing tonight, we'll be breaking down Chewy. I know a lot of pet lovers out here. Jose, you got the pets, man. People spending big money on these pets, right? So we always had our pet codes and all these, but when you think about who is leading in the subscription service pet ring, I think Chewy. So they've been getting beat up. I remember seeing them last year all the way up to 25. Now it's at 16. Is this the time to put a little love on Chewy? We'll be right back.
You see the drippy, I'm fitted up. Hop in my car and the giddy up. Secure the bag, yeah, I get the bus. Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. You see the drippy, I'm fitted up. Hop in my car and the
Oh. All right, y'all. So into tonight's platform probing. You know what I want to do? I want to kind of talk to us about Chewy. So let's see if I can go back out to my home page. I want to leave this. All right, y'all. I got to go back to it's very throwback, but I'm very methodic with this thing. So I want to take us back to our front page, right? So we look at Chewy, right? Just at a instance. Let me kind of give you a little bit of background on Chewy. And boy, I put notes out there in these streets, man. Look, okay. So we're going to take a look at Chewy. If you look at the NYSE or the stock exchange ticker, it is CHWY. And so this Chewy is the leading online retailer of pet food and supplies. Chewy was founded, and so wait, before I jump into that, I'm giving you all what I did when I researched Chewy stock, right? So if you miss what I looked at, I want you to stop, go back, replay the pieces that I'm looking at, because this is what went into researching Chewy. So company overview. Chewy was founded in 2011, went public in June 2019. What did Chewy do? They offer a wide range of products, including pet food, treats, toys, and accessories, and they're catering to the needs of pet owners across the United States. Another piece, their financial performance. So Chewy has shown an impressive revenue growth over the past few years, driven by a strong customer base and increasing online sales. However, and this is the important part of why I wanted to look at Chewy tonight, the company has yet to turn a profit. So you think about being out 2011, going public June 19, and you still have not turned a profit. And that's because it continues to invest in expansion and marketing efforts. So then I looked at, okay, so I know Chewy is have not put in a profit, but yet they are leading in this space. Who are their competitors? And so when you look at it, you got Chewy faces competition from both traditional brick and mortar retailers. You think about your Petcos. Then you got your e-commerce giants like Amazon. However, its focus on customer service and a subscription-based model has helped it stand out in the market. So when I go look at Chewy, what are some of the key strengths of Chewy? So one of Chewy's key strengths is a loyal customer base, driven by a convenient online platform, fast delivery, and exceptional customer service. The company's subscription-based auto ship program encourages repeat purchases and provides a steady stream of revenue. And so what are the risks to Chewy? So despite its rapid growth, Chewy faces challenges such as rising competition, pressure on profit margins, and potential disruptions in supply chain. Remember what I said, a lot of the times when our supplies are outsourced, companies like that make so much stuff in China. When it shut down, it's real out there on supply chain. Same thing with Tesla, same thing with Apple. Additionally, the pet industry is susceptible to economic downturns, which could impact consumer spending on non-essential items like pet supplies. And so when I think about that, I think about Lululemon, right? So the world was in love with these expensive, I almost said it, but expensive pants, right? But now that we're in an economic downturn, people said that as we met all our goals for this year, as we go through this, people are finding it less, or I got how the word say, they're less wanting to go and spend $100 on some yoga pants, right? So you can go to Walmart or somewhere and get these same, but that's beside the point. So this is the same thing. When people are doing bad, when money is tight, are we going out and buying you all the fluffy balls every month? Or are we going to wait, right? And so right now, that's what it is. But as a conclusion, overall, Chewy has shown growth potential in pet supplies market, driven by its customer-centric approach and innovative business model. However, investors should carefully consider the risks and challenges associated with the company before making investment decisions. And so if you go back, that gives you an overview on the financials, on the competition, on what Chewy does. And that is the basis for when we begin to look at a company. So now, the big thing that made me want to jump into looking at Chewy is although they are not profitable, as I did my research, I understand now that they are no longer losing money. So then if you're no longer losing money, the only thing that comes next is we're gonna make some money. All right. And so now, Jose, I know when you go and look at a stock, it's totally different. So I guess since I already got the trading view up, let's go in and kind of look at a little bit of what's going on from my end. And then after that, we'll look at what you got as far as the RSI. So,
Okay.
all right, people, this is Chewy. I'll open it up a little bit more. So this is Chewy right here. This is the 15-minute time frame. Let's go back out to, let's start up high, right? So when you're thinking about these, you always want to work yourself out. So we'll start at 1 month and then we'll work our way back in to look to see what happened today. So going back to look at Chewy, this is what we have over the past, right? So 2020, man, you remember when Chewy dropped in that 2020, man?
Man, I sure do.
Oh, dude, I remember that, dude. All right. So that's when that pandemic, man, that's when it all started, man. So if you look, this is why we remember Chewy, because we were able to ride this. But then over time, look at Chewy at, what was this, January 21? Chewy was $95, $99, y'all. I'm gonna just let y'all sit with it. Chewy was $99. Now, where is Chewy? Chewy is $16 and some change because earnings came out. Chewy said, yeah, man, we lost a whole bunch of money, y'all. Things ain't been rough. We got to invest it back into the company. And then this happens, right? At the end of the day, Chewy was still not a bad company, all right? They just was building. So here we are, December 22nd, January 23rd, Chewy got back up. They bought $40 and then they going back. So not a lot of data to go back through, but if you could tell, we ain't getting too far from this line right here, right? Look at this one, and y'all know me. I'm gonna draw my lines, man. It ain't no telling how long this line been on here, man. But look at what's happening in it, right? So how important is this number if everything meets at this number all the way back from September of 19? When did it touch this line again? June 22. And when did it touch again? August 23, right? So then we automatically know that something around this number is pulling it, and it's going to go from here. Either it's going to go up or it's going to go down. But whether it goes up or it goes down, it makes its way back to right here. So that makes you say, hey, if I know that and I'm getting it down here and I know that they're not losing money anymore, it could be a steal for me, right? So that's how I know what's been going on the month. Let's come back in. Let's look at it for 4 hours. Jose, which one you go to after you go to a month? Where you going to?
Well, I usually look at a month, 3 month, and then I just come back to the 1 week.
Okay, okay.
When I look to see what I want to do, if it's something that I want to do, like a swing trade. If I'm going to go in there and do a day trade, I look strictly at, I believe it's the 1 minute daily.
Yeah, your short time frames.
Yeah, and that's it.
Okay, y'all. So, and when you think about your day trades, your swing trades, very close times, you go low. But when you're thinking about, I want to invest in this, let me see where they are headed, then this is what some of the steps that we do. So we go and we do that right up, right? We look at what's going on inside of that company. One piece that I didn't have in there was, who are the board members, right? What do they do? Who is the CEO? So that's another part of going into just knowing what's happening when you're about to put your money inside a company. I remember Tesla got sued for something, bro, and I got information in the mail about a lawsuit. Bro. I didn't even know. I was afraid. But because I am a shareholder, I own part of that company, then I get stuff, right? So you got to think about, what are you putting your money into? Because stuff like that can show up at your door. All right, here we go. Let's look at where we were. July 23 last year, we were 39.71. We come all the way down to here. So remember what I said, y'all. Y'all know I'm good for drawing me a good line of support and resistance. So if I come right here, let's see here, draw this horizontal line. Bam. So look at this. This is called a channel. Am I right, Jose?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So for since let me see here, September of last year, Chewy has been trading inside of this channel, right?
Mhm.
So in between 1624, and I know because I know. So now let's look at what's happening. Hold up, Jose. Is that the pattern right? No, that ain't the pattern. That is the pattern right
Ooh,
there, ain't it?
look at that. He
Hold
got,
on, wait a minute, man.
the boy got that
That's
three
the pattern.
inside.
Look, that's the pattern right there. What happened? That thing took on off. All right. So
Yeah, no, it lost a
then
lot of steam though, because it hit that top.
yeah, hit that top. So remember what we said. This blue line at the top is support. So I mean resistance. So right here, resistance. I wasn't strong enough to get through. Right here, I get a good push, but seller still smacked it down. Right here, seller still smacked it down. But this time they just kept on smacking. Right. And so we are here again at the bottom of this channel. And so the question is, what happens next? Remember what I said? If you look inside the candlesticks, the story is here. So when we got down here, who showed up? Buyers. All right. When we got here, who showed up? Buyers. And so the last thing we ended on was buyers coming into the party. All right, let's go here. We'll go down to, let's go a little 15-minute, man. See what happened today.
Mm.
Boom. This is 15 minutes. I ain't gonna lie to you. I seen it coming right here. I ain't gonna lie to you. So when you see this, and boom, you run it up all day, came back down, but look where it's headed back to. So you see my stuff here. That's my VWAP. It's telling me it's time to go in, right? Look, it hit that VWAP again, telling you it's time to go in. Woo! Okay, but this is what I look at. All right, now I go over to I'm going down to the 1 minute because I want Jose to have a few minutes to kind of get into some of the MACD and RSI. So this is what I'll do. Let's say I want to go in and we day trade. Summer vacation. Let's go. So we day trading. All right, I come over here. What was today, man? Let's see where we at. Let's see. What I do anytime that I'm going to day trade is I'm going to come over and I'm going to let the day start. Well, I'm going back to 9:30. April 1 is where we at. Right here? No, right here. Yep. Okay. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to come over and I'm going to put my VWAP. Remember what we said, my volume weighted average price. And so for my VWAP, bam. Now this is going to tell me where are people doing most of the selling? Where are people doing most of the buying? And so if we look at my VWAP, this is my whole shade. This is the VWAP line. This here is just the background because it can go down here or it can go down here. But if we look at that Chewy is above the VWAP, right?
Mhm.
So that tells me Chewy finna go. Chewy is about to go. And when she do go, what did she do? She came back down, bounced off that outside VWAP line of my VWAP band, and then it just went back on. So the VWAP band, you can do it with the band or you can do it without the band. For me, I like the band because that band still is holds to either I can bounce off this or I'm on my way to here where I'm going to do the real bounce off. So you just got to know what's going to happen. But that's my Chewy, and that was my 1 day. So once again, it tells me, look at here. I'll just go through and look at my bands for the day, right? So I get the buy signal. What happened? I run it up. I get the sell signal, run down, right? Trying to kind of chill. I get a big sell signal. Plus, my EMA is crossing over. Well, then look what happened here. I get the buy, I get the crossover, and I know that I'm right here by my VWAP. I'm saying it's for going for the bounce. Boom. 100 contracts. And you just take it up there. Oh my God. Oh, that'd have been like 5,000. All right. So that's over here. We just got through looking at the chart. We just went inside of the company, kind of looked at what's been going on. So you see the big resistance, which was around $24. So we know no matter what's happening, this is trying to work its way back up there. So then the question is when and are you going for the ride? That is the question. Anything on that, man, or Jose, or you want to kind of break it down from your side?
Man, that was good. I like to seeing some of those patterns in there with the VWAP and just getting people to understand the difference between looking at it on the 1 month, 3 month, and then back to your day trading for the day. Um, we can definitely. Uh, I don't know if I can. Let me see if I
Okay.
can. You see my screen?
No, sir.
Oh man.
Hold up.
Hold on. Let me see here. All right. Can you see it now?
Oh, bam. Got it.
Can you see it?
Okay. Yeah, we see it.
So real quick though, this is the 1 month that I would look at first on the same stock KT was looking at. And so one of the things that if you notice right here is your chart. Right here in the middle, I have my RSI. So that RSI right now is telling me that we are around, almost 40. And remember, we are under, we are oversold anything under 30, and we are um, overbought anything over 70. So we were approaching, and as you can see right here, we did go below 30.
Woo.
And so we were definitely oversold. And if you can see this right here, wow, 9.53. Look at the chart and look what happened. We had a bounce. Same thing. Look at your MACD lines, your moving day averages, 12, 26, your 12 day, your 26 day. Look at that. They crossed. And what happened? We had a bounce. So this is your 1 month. So if I'm looking at this chart, the first thing that I noticed is that we started here at around 15, and we're at around 16 right now. Even though we were down a little bit over that whole month, we are looking at starting to reverse from this little bit of a downtrend that we were in. But if you look at overall for the past month, like KT was talking about, these resistance support lines, if I go back to right here, I can see that we have been steadily trying to increase. And then we had a little bit of a pullback here. But if I look at the RSI that is sitting at almost 40, I know that I got some room to go if I want to get in. And if I'm patient enough, I can catch it right here on a little dip with your MACD, because it did start to dip here at the end of the day. You can see that. So what I would do now is I would go out to the month and I would look, and I was like, oh my goodness. Let me tell you what I see. If you draw your eyes to the bottom of the screen where that MACD is, you see those numbers 12, 26, and 9. That is your MACD. This is Robinhood. If you are in a Robinhood, I have my RSI and I have my MACD. That MACD, these lines right here, are not that far apart. So that tells me if I'm patient and it pulls back a little bit because it was on the up and up right here, we can get a little pullback. We can get these lines to cross. And our RSI again, 37 or 39.18 for the 1 month chart. So guys, I'm telling you, if you looked at based on what this RSI and MACD is telling you, I think Chewy's going to take off here. So then I just go back out to the 3 month, and same thing. They're lining up again. RSI under 40, MACD, your 12 day and 26 day look like they're going to cross. We've seen it bounce, we've seen it come down, but now we're looking at on the 3 month. Does it look like it's about to get up and go? And so that's what I would look at. So based on that, I would go back to the 1 month and I would say, okay, in 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, what realistically do I think? So I go up to the high point, 16. I go up to the last high point, 17. Can we do a $20 call for Chewy, possibly for June, which is 2.5 months from now. That is what I would be looking at if I'm going to make any trade. Let's see what it would be like. Oh, I guess I can't do that. Never mind.
Oh yeah, because it closed. Well, what we'll do is I want to what I want to do, because we got about 4 minutes left, is I want to go back to one little quick section. And this will be our last little piece, because this is always a part of the puzzle. Now, remember, you can't take analysts' words, right? But you know that this is what they get paid to do. So you kind of take it along with all the research we have. And what do they say? Based on 30 analysts giving stock ratings to Chewy in the past 3 months, they have a strong buy 13. They have a buy at 4. They have a hold at 12. And one person says sell. One person says strong sale. So this is our forecast over here. As we look, the max will be our 32. The average we're looking at 43 will be $23. And right now, if it doesn't move, but only a little bit, we still got about 40 cents left to run it right before we potential anything pull back. But I'm gonna go with this 32 over time, because once again, if you are not losing money, then the door is now open for you to make money, right? So let's just see what happens. Feeling good about it. I'll wait, see if it gets back down into a 15 anything. And then I may buy a little bit more, but I did kind of do a little dabble in there. So we'll see what happens, y'all. I haven't bought any options or anything like that yet. But I feel it coming, y'all. I feel it coming. Bunch of leaps. So I think that will do it for that piece. I just wanted to kind of get that going, man. We got about 2 minutes, Jose, before we get out of here, man. I'll just close this section out, people. Go back, look at the video, kind of get into what we did tonight, because we took you all the way through recognizing what the stock going through by listening to the news on what could be going on, to what it looked like on the chart, what it looked like on the paperwork, all the way down to looking at the technicals. And so that's what goes into saying, is this where I want to put my money? It's not just, oh, you got lucky. No, that's actually a lot of work that we did, but because we're doing it so long, it looks like it's not. But when you really dig into that thing, dig into those charts, that's what it takes. So go get you some. Anything you want to say before we get out of here, Jose?
$30 calls for Chewy for January 2025, $87.
$87 right now.
Open interest of $4,700.
Oh, so everybody buying a $30 call.
Y'all do what y'all want to with that information.
Come on, man. That boy just came to the bag is in the candlesticks. All right, man. I think that'll do it for us. Shout out to you, brother. Another great episode, another game dropping, jewel dropping episode. If you missed anything, you want to know more about what's been going on with the podcast, go back to episode 1. Get locked in all the way up to now. And I know it's episode 13 because that's what Jose named his PowerPoint every week. So go back to 1, lead up to 13. I promise that you will have a skill set that you will be developing by the time you get here. Like I said, we took a little while to get to the technicals like we've been doing tonight, but I feel good that we've set the foundation for people to grasp this. And so now we're into the work. Make sure you stay locked in, man. Anything else before we get out?
Nah, man, just go out there and do what you can to learn this up, y'all.
Go get your bag. This is KT for KTTV and
JoJo, baby.
Hey, signing out 100.
This is Darnell with Broadcast Houston.
This is Dr. Tamara Beckford.
Hey, this is Candace.
This is London Underwood.
This is Kirsten Bass with Inner City Greens, and you're watching.
Y'all are now tuned in to
KTTV.
KTTV.
KT.